Boys, the other day, Dana posted a video saying, he's going to be fixing the rankings because the rankings are all kinds of messed up, which I fully agree on.
More on strike again. Khalil Roundtree fights that badass fight against Pereira. And the more on strike at number 8. Keep him at number 8. Literally this week, I have a meeting to try to fix the rankings and get all these know-nothing, do-nothing motherfuckers out of it. So hopefully this week I get this fixed.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm not about to wait for Dana to fix these rankings. I'm about to fix them myself. We got flyweight all the way down to heavyweight. We're fixing number 1 to 15 because, to be honest, these rankings are ass. They have been ass for a hot minute. So who else other than me to fix these rankings? Give you guys this rare video, and best believe once this video goes out, don't be surprised if the UFC officially changed their rankings to what I have up here, but I'll do a side to side to what the UFC currently have to what I'm proposing the rankings should be. Let's start off flyweight division. Before we go, I forget to do this every single video, but look at this shit real quick. Help your boy out get to 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, let's start off flyweight division. As of recording this, it is the 17th of October 2024, so some matches might play out before I actually upload this video. It is what it is, but right now, so pretty much I have like the top 4, top 5 the exact same. Number 1, Brandon Royval. Number 2, Brandon Moreno. Number 3, Amir Albazi. That can change up depending on who wins the Edmonton card. Then I got Kai Kara France as number 4. Tatsuya Taira number 5. That's the exact same as the UFC have it, except this is where I change it up a little bit. After that, I got Steve Ercik. I think Steve Ercik should have been a lot higher after fighting Pantoja. Ended up losing to Kai Kara France, so I have him a little bit below Kai Kara France, right below Tatsuya Taira. Then I got Alex Perez, then Tagir Ulanbekov, then Manel Cap, Tim Elliott, then Matus Nicola. I have Nicola down so low in the rankings just because. Let's quickly run through who has this guy beaten in the rankings. He's beaten Matt Schnell, and I don't even have Matt Schnell in the rankings anymore. I think Matt Schnell retired, but in the rankings, he's beat nobody. He's lost to Royval. He's lost to Perez. That's why I have him so low. I don't think he should be. They have him ranked number 7 in the flyweight division. Hell no, he does not deserve to be ranked number 7. Then after that, I got Bruno Silva. Then Azum Alambayev. Depending on some matchups, these guys can move up or down. Cody Durden, and then like I said, I took out Matt Schnell because I believe he is retired. So I put in Charles Johnson there. After that Joshua Van fight, I think he should have moved up to the top 15. So this is the new top 15, the new rare MMA top 15 that I think they should implement. Let's go down. Bantamweight division. Bantamweight division, I haven't changed a whole lot. Majority of it is the same, as you can see. Sean O'Malley, Umar Nurmagomedov, Peter Yan, Corey Sandhagen, Davison Figueiredo. Top 5, I completely kept it the same. It's pretty much same way to flyweight, except I have Jose Aldo up all the way to number 6. Jose Aldo has beaten so many of these top 15 guys already, so I have him here. Plus, in my opinion, that boy did not lose to Mario Batista. He actually beat him. If you guys didn't know, they overturned that fight for Jose Aldo, so he is actually the winner. So Jose Aldo, number 6. Then I have Henry Cejudo here. He didn't really change that much. He went up a little bit, but to be honest, Henry could even go down even lower. But the only reason I can't put him lower is because I have Marlon Vera right here. Marlon Vera, I think, is way too high up in the rankings as well. Like, let's quickly look at who has Vera beaten in the top 15 currently. I mean, you can even do the same thing for Cejudo. Cejudo hasn't beat anyone in the top 15, but let's go for Vera. In the top 15, as of recently, he's beaten, I think, only Munoz, and I don't even have Munoz in the top 15. So, yeah, I think he might even still be a little bit too high, but it is what it is. I got Cheeto there. Then right below Cheeto, I got Song Yadong. You could arguably put Song Yadong over Cheeto because he does have a win over Cheeto, but maybe match those guys up next. They can flip-flop there. Then I got Mario Batista there. Fair spot for Mario Batista. Then Rob Font. I think Rob Font still a little bit too high. He's on a huge downfall in his career. I don't see him being in the rankings much longer. Then Kyler Phillips, Jonathan Martinez, Montel Jackson. Then I added Chris Gutierrez because I kicked out Dominic Cruz. Dominic Cruz is not an active fighter, and I don't think he's fighting. I think he's a retired fighter. Let's be realistic. This boy is retired. So I got Chris Gutierrez. Chris Gutierrez, I believe at one point he was in the top 15. I still think he deserves to be in the top 15. And let's just run through his past few fights because I think he's on a decent winning streak. You could put some other guys here, but I got Gutierrez. Yeah, his last loss was against Song Yadong, who is in the top 15. So I think Gutierrez is a good spot here. To be honest, you could switch out so many guys for Gutierrez, but I have him here. Let's go featherweight division. Same thing with featherweight. There's a lot of guys, like, I didn't really change up featherweight too much. I think it's one of the more accurately rated divisions, but I got Volkanovski, Max Holloway, Diego Lopez. Then this is where I switch it up a little bit. Then I have Mozart Iloyev over Yair Rodriguez. Yair Rodriguez hasn't beaten many people in the top 15. So I had to bump him down a few spots because after Mozart, I put in Brian Ortega, mainly because Brian has a win over Yair. Then I have Yair down there. Then I have Aljamain. Aljamain has been done so dirty in this featherweight division. He should have been up way higher. You know, an active former bantamweight champ coming into featherweight. I think he should have at least been top 10 when he entered into featherweight, but he's number 9 in the UFC rankings. I have him a little bit higher. Below him, Arnold Allen. Then Josh Emmett. I think they should do Arnold Allen versus Josh Emmett next. I think that'd be a super fun matchup. Below then, Calvin Kattar. Calvin Kattar on a huge decline. It sucks to see, but for the most part, the rest of this is pretty the exact same for the UFC, to be honest. Then we have Giga, Leon Murphy, Bryce Mitchell, Dan Ige, Edson Barboza. So featherweight didn't change up too much. Just a few guys in the top like 10 I changed up. Let's go down to that lightweight division. Lightweight, I also didn't change up a stupid amount, but I did change up a little bit. So I got Armand Charles Oliveira, then Max Holloway. You can have Max Holloway below Justin Gaethje after UFC 300. And you know, I don't understand. Whoever put Max Holloway at number 8 in the rankings after knocking out the 3rd ranked lightweight is just retarded. Plain out retarded. But after that, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, you know, these guys are 1-1. You could arguably, I think it's good this way, you know, Justin Gaethje just coming off the win over Dustin Poirier. They both have a win over an up-and-coming contender. They're pretty much even, to be honest, but I have Justin, then Dustin. Then below that, Dan Hooker. Can't really put Dan Hooker above Dustin Poirier because Dustin did beat him. Then I got Moicano. I think the Benoit Saint-Denis fight, I think after Moicano beat Benoit Saint-Denis, he should have went up the rankings a stupid amount. I think this is a good position. I mean, you could have him below, you know, Beneil Dariush, who I have after that, but I got Moicano there. Then after Moicano, like I said, Beneil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot, then Michael Chandler. Michael Chandler is way too high on this rankings. I was debating just taking him out regardless, but I kept him in there because I low-key feel bad for him, but his stupid decision waiting out this long. Then Fiziev, then I got Benoit Saint-Denis. Benoit didn't really change. I think he went down. I don't think he changed at all. I think he's also still number 12 in my ranking. Then number 13th, Jalen Turner, and I took out RDA because RDA, who has RDA beaten in the top 15? Nobody. He fights at welterweight, and even at welterweight, he barely wins. So I cut him out of the top 15 in welterweight and lightweight, even though he wasn't even ranked in welterweight. I just took him out the rankings regardless. But then Jalen Turner, Patty the Batty, and then I put a new one in here, Fares Ziem. You can put a whole bunch of people in lightweight top 15, but I got Ziem in here. Let's go down to the welterweight division now. Welterweight also didn't change that much, to be honest. It's a very similar to the featherweight division, but welterweight, Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman, Shavkat, Jack Della Maddalena, Sean Brady. Then right around here is where I changed it just by one guy, I believe. I got Colby Covington. Then I bumped up Gilbert Burns to be right below Colby Covington. Then I got Ian Gary. I don't think Ian Gary deserves to be above someone like a Gilbert Burns right now, at least. You know, one more loss from Gilbert Burns, then we can talk about it. But Gilbert Burns is only losing to the top of the top guys. So yeah, I got Gilbert Burns over Ian Gary. Then we got Buckley. Good spot for Buckley coming off that Wonderboy fight. Then I got Jeff Neal, then Wonderboy, then MVP. I think MVP is too low on the top 15 in my personal opinion, even though he's only, I think he's 1-1 and his only win is to an unranked Kevin Holland. Regardless, coming off a close fight against Ian Gary, I think he should be higher than what he is in the rankings. Then I got Michael Morales, then Vicente Luque, and then Neil Magny. So only a little bit of changes here and there. But to be honest, this makes a whole lot more sense in my opinion, because MVP, perfect example. If we're going to, reward someone like, a Benoit, a Renato Moicano, Khalil Roundtree. We also have to do the same thing for MVP, so that's why I have him a little bit higher in the rankings. Let's go down to the middleweight division. Sean Strickland, Israel Adesanya, Robert Whittaker. To be honest, I was debating putting Robert Whittaker over Israel Adesanya. He needs one more win regardless of who it is. You know, if it's Chimaev, of course he's getting bumped up. But even if he loses Chimaev and gets a 2-fight win streak against anyone in the top 15, I'll put him above Izzy. But right now, he's lost twice to Izzy, so I just can't put him over there. So then I got Imavov, Brohalio, so pretty much the exact same thing. But then I have Jared Cannonier above Marvin Vettori because I believe Jared Cannonier beat the shit out of Marvin Vettori. You know, that's why we haven't seen Marvin Vettori fight. So it's crazy that he's below him. Then, because Marvin Vettori's last fight was against Jared Cannonier. So I don't know why the rankings have Jared Cannonier below Marvin Vettori. It makes no sense to me. Then I got Chimaev all the way up here. Now, the reason is you have to give Chimaev, who was, I believe, for sure in the top 5 of welterweight, goes into the middleweight division and beats. He was probably pound for pound number 2, 3, or 4. Beats pound for pound, let's say top 3, pound for pound Kamaru Usman. You have to give him some sort of like reward for that in that middleweight division. You can't put him all the way down to number 12. So I have him a little bit higher. I have him over Marvin Vettori. Then Brendan Allen below Marvin Vettori. Roman Dolidze, Jack Hermanson. Then I have Paulo Costa. You know, the last guy Paulo Costa has beat, I think the only guys Paulo Costa has beaten are people who aren't even in the UFC anymore. Let me quickly check, because he's beaten Rockhold, not in the UFC. He's beaten Romero, he hasn't beaten anyone in the UFC, so that's why I have him a little bit lower, I believe, than what he is officially ranked. Then Anthony Hernandez, Michel Pereira, and then I took out Chris Curtis. Who the fuck is Chris Curtis beat to be in the top 15? It makes no sense. The only guy he's beaten was Brendan Allen years and years ago when they fought for the first time. But since then, he lost him in the rematch. I got Paul Craig up here. You know, Paul Craig, a staple in this middleweight division, has good wins. And yet, to be honest, there's not that many people to put in the middleweight to be the new number 15th ranked. But to be honest, Paul Craig has only really lost as of recently to like the top guys. Brendan Allen, Kyle Borralho, he's beaten Andre Menuz, who I was thinking also to put in the top 15. So I got Paul Craig here. Let's go down to that light heavyweight division. Light heavyweight, I also didn't really move around that much. But, you know, I changed the number 1 ranked guy. Obviously, it's Magomed Ankalaev. Then I got Yuri Prochazka, Jamal Hill, Jan Blachowicz. Then after that, I bumped up Khalil Roundtree. I think Khalil Roundtree deserves to be bumped up for the level of competition he did show against Pereira, the number 2 pound for pound guy. So again, if we do it for MVP, if we do it for Steve Ercik, we got to do it for Khalil Roundtree. So I bumped him up a little bit higher. Then I don't understand why the UFC has Ratchik over Volkan Oezdemir. Oezdemir has come on to like a second win. His past few fights have been way better than someone like a Ratchik. So I have Volkan Oezdemir, Ratchik right after that, then Nikia Krylov, just because he's so inactive. If he was more active, he could probably be a lot higher in this division. Carlos Olberg, Johnny Walker. Honestly, Johnny Walker might even need to be lower. I don't know, other than Khalil Roundtree. That's why the rankings are so stupid sometimes. But Johnny Walker, I got Mirzakhanov after that. Then I have Anthony Smith, Dominic Reyes. Both these guys are like 2 losses away from being cut out of the top 15. Bogdan Oezdemir, Alonzo Menifield. That's my top 15 for light heavyweight. Let's finish off with heavyweight. Number 1, of course, Tom Aspinall, the interim champ. Then Cyril Gane, Volkov, Sergey Pavlovich, Curtis Blades, Jailton Almeida, Sergey Spivak. Then I completely took out Stipe because Stipe hasn't fought in forever. I'm taking out Stipe out of the rankings. I know he's fighting John Jones in a few weeks from now, but he's out of the rankings for me. Then after Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Marcin Tybura, Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa, pretty much exactly what the UFC has. We got Romanov, Delime, Nascimento, and then I got Acosta here. I just had to get rid of Stipe. I don't understand why Stipe was in the rankings. Yes, you know, I had some leeway for Michael Chandler, but I just couldn't do the same thing for Stipe. Stipe was out for longer. He didn't really talk about coming back, where Michael Chandler, you know, he was trying to come back against Conor, but those are my rankings. How long have I've been recording this shit for so long now. Damn, I did not expect this video to be this long, but let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think of these new rankings? Do you think my rankings are better than the UFC's? Because to be honest, I think I low-key cooked with these rankings. I think these rankings are way better than what the UFC has. And yeah, to be honest, some of these rankings are fairly close. I only changed a little bit here and there, but I think the changes that I did make are very important. But that being said, once again, look at this shit right here. 99% of you guys watch this shit for free. Help your boy out to get to that 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, boys, thanks for watching to the end of the video. There's really not that much else left to say, except for I will see you guys in my next video.